How's it going, YouTube? Navysooner here today. So today what we're going to be talking about is the BCM or Bravo Company Manufacturing USA upper. We're not going to be talking about an entire firearm, we're just talking about an upper. It is the Enhanced Lightweight MCMR upper that we are going to be talking about, and this is that upper. So, is this upper really what you want? Or is something that's lighter or cheaper or more expensive what you should get? We'll talk about that later on, but right now, let's just go over the actual upper itself. So what you get with this upper, this is the 11.5-inch upper, is a 1-in-7 twist barrel. It is a government profile, and it's got the continuous taper design to it, which is a pretty cool design and lends itself to being a little bit more lightweight than most other government profile barrels. It is high pressure tested and magnetic particle inspected, which means they shoot a proof round through it, which is usually higher pressure than what it's going to ever see, and then it is it's kind of it's magnetic particle inspected, which is it's kind of like a X-ray of the barrel and the chamber and all that stuff to make sure that there's no cracks in it at the moment that it was shot. It is chrome lined and it's made out of chrome molybdenum, but it is not cold hammer forged. Don't worry about not being cold hammer forged, because this gun and this barrel, or not this gun, but this barrel and this upper has seen plenty of combat and hasn't been an issue. Obviously not with me, but it's been in some pretty bad places and come out the other end. The gas system is carbine length. Obviously, with it being 11.5 inches, it's going to be carbine and not mid-length. So, I mean, for being an 11.5-inch barrel and being a carbine length gas system, I haven't had any issues with reliability or it being overgassed or anything. So it's good on that note. It comes with an A2 flash hider, but I changed mine out for a Surefire War Comp, and it's been neutrally timed. It's not because of the A2 birdcage being bad, which it's one of the best flash hiders out there, and you shouldn't be upset if you have to use an A2 birdcage. But I'm actually testing out the War Comp with the Sons of Liberty Gunworks Knox, which I'm going to be doing a video on later. So that's why I have the Surefire War Comp. It does not come with a charging handle or bolt carrier group. So you're going to have to worry about finding one of those whenever you purchase this upper. But Aero Precision does the same thing. The Handguard is the MCMR Handguard. It's very lightweight and it's M-LOK. The problem with it being lightweight and so small is it gets hot real easily. So I always have a glove on when I'm shooting this if I'm putting high rounds through it at a time. And I've got the BCM Handguard rail attachment things to keep the heat out, and I'm fine with that. If I'm not doing a high round count for shooting it at the time, I'm not worried about it. But it gets pretty hot pretty quickly. This rail is pretty strong. It's not the strongest. It's really hard to get off. I didn't try it, but I've heard that it's really hard to get off, and it's really strong. It's not quite as strong as a Daniel Defense or a Geisley, but it's still pretty strong. And like I said, it's seen plenty of combat and it's come out the other side. The price for this upper I've seen as low as $530, and I've seen it as high as $620. So depending on where you get it, I just shop around, because I got this one actually as a blim from DSG Arms. It had a little nick in it right here in the handguard, and that was It was like $500 because of that. So I got it for a pretty good deal. This gun, the recoil management without the ATU flash hider and the gas system is very nice. It doesn't kick much. I stay on target real easily, and I have no problem with that. And it's more accurate than I am, that's for sure. The setup that I have on here, I've got a Troy front sight. I've got an Olight Warrior X with a pressure pad. I don't really like how this knob comes off on this side, but I can grip it pretty well how I want to. So there's no QD attachments on these rails, so I had to put a Magpul QD attachment point right here. And I've got the Holosun 503G red dot with ACSS bullet drop in it, and it's zeroed for 100 yards. I have a Holosun 3-time magnifier here, and then I have the Midwest Industries flip up rear sight. The charging handle, I have the BCM gunfighter charging handle, medium, and then I have the Cmc Bolt Carrier group, which is a really nice bolt carrier group. I really like this thing. I mean, there's cheaper ones that do just as good, but for some reason I just really like this bolt carrier group. It's also got, when it goes back into the receiver extension, most bolt carriers want to tilt back this way, but it's got a way of it keeping it up so it's smoother when it comes to its action. I've also got it attached to this Grey Ghost Precision lower, which I'm going to be doing a review on the lower itself and everything I've got attached to the lower. But I guess I'll just go ahead and go over that. I have the DSG Arms 2-stage trigger, and then I have a Magpul K2 Plus pistol grip on it. Then I have the SBA4 brace on it. I don't like the SBA4. It's really hard to pull out, and it's stockier. You can get a really good cheek weld on it, but it's heavier than the SBA3, and it's harder to get extended. So let's go into this. Should you buy this upper over, say, I don't know, this upper, my Aero Precision upper? The thing with the Aero Precision upper and the BCM upper is Aero Precision isn't really battle tested. It's still a great gun, still got a great barrel in it, and they're a great company. They're roughly, if you go for the low end on the BCM, about $100 to $200 cheaper depending on when the sales are that you get these. And if you don't want to go with Palmetto and you want something a little bit better, but you don't have the money for a BCM, Aero Precision will do great. On the other hand, this gun, or this upper, has seen the worst of times. Not this exact upper, but these uppers have seen the worst of times, and they have a lot of bad guys put into the ground with them, and they're still really good. It's a really good upper, and BCM as a company is a really good company. I'm working on a Daniel Defense M4V7 review, which my last video was Daniel Defense, and it was just showing the M4V7 off. It wasn't the review for it. I can't really tell you right now if I'm gonna like that one more or not, because it's 16 inches and this is 11.5 inches, and we'll see where we go from there. And speaking of that, on my last video I said something about me wanting to get longer guns before they come in and try and ban pistol braces. Guess what? You want to tell me that you don't want to give up your right for these pistol braces, but you're not fighting for your right to have an SBR without having to do a tax stamp and wait for forever. So don't tell me that you're fighting, that you don't want to give up your right and that I shouldn't give up my right. Well, guess what? If these get banned, I don't want to get arrested and lose my right to even own a firearm. So I'm going to get stuff that I can have if that happens. And the other stuff might go down in a boating accident. So before you get on your high horse and try and talk to me about your civil liberties and bullshit like that, I understand your civil liberties, but all you're doing is commenting on my horrible, horrible YouTube page instead of doing something about it. So until you do something about it, shut the fuck up. All right, Navysooner out. Fucking bullshit!